What the hell is that?
That's my Jason Statham, whatever the hell his name is, impression.
Statham. I thought you were doing your impression of Tyrese.
Well, both of them do the same shit.
In English.
Except there's something about Tyrese. I know there's been rumors of him. I know he's not gay, but it is something just a little more feminine about his.
You just
Well, wait a minute. Now, this is at least the second Tyrese movie with racing in it, by the way, where there are some gay overtones to his character.
Now, hold on. They actually bring that out, though, and that's what's kind of neat about that was they play him up. They never make him gay, but everybody else in the movie thinks he's gay.
Oh, but
And
yeah,
I
but
thought
then
that
it's a
was
joke
funny.
that never goes anywhere. It's like, yeah, he's gay, and then they just forget about it. Like, oh yeah, wasn't there a joke that was supposed to have a payoff at some point?
So we're talking about Death Race here.
Exactly.
Not Death Race 2000, Death Race.
We're not talking about Tyrese sexual orientation 2000.
Yeah, they dropped the Death Race 3000, which was the original title. Now it's just Death
was
Race.
2000.
No, it was
No,
going to
it's
be Death Race 3000 when they first announced it.
when they made
yeah,
it.
yeah, when they first announced the remake, because obviously it can't be 2000 because you're like, well, I would have.
We
remembered
traveled back
that.
in time to a science fiction dystopian future.
I don't watch ESPN 6, but I'm pretty sure I would have heard about that at some point.
Well, shit, dude. It might as well be. Okay, this is a dystopian future that happens only 4 years from now.
Yeah.
Well, where the economy has collapsed to the point that we're completely sanctioning murder with cars.
Yeah, you
just for
can't-
entertainment.
Hey, have you not seen the price of bread these days?
Now,
You
hold
can't
on.
afford
the movie
anything.
does not take place 4 years from now. You got confused in the crawl.
Oh,
It
that's
said in
true.
the year 2012, the economy collapses, and then they go and post a series of the things that happen.
So it
as a
could have
result.
happened at
It
any
could be-
point after
it,
that.
It could have been 10 years after that, 15 years after that. They never say.
Obviously not that long, because the few shots we get from the outside world pretty much look exactly the same as right now.
Well,
but-
and stress on a few shots, because this is a movie where like they were able to like set up a camera in 3 places and they wasted no shots. Like, how much footage got reused throughout this movie?
Oh yeah, over and over again. But you know what? That's not everything was on the cheap in the future. The economy, it's bad. They can't afford to not reuse shots. They can't afford to pay a screenplay writer. They can't afford anything. Really. They just take all their lines from other bad action movies.
Okay, let me just put it this way. Death Race, based on a 1975 movie that's produced by Roger Corman. I forgot who Paul Bryan or something like that is the original
Somebody
director. You got
Whatever.
directed Eating Raoul later or something like that. But anyway,
Paul Bartel.
that's it.
Oh wait,
yeah.
Paul Bartel. Okay, yeah, he
Is-
did Eating Raoul and all
Yeah,
that.
he directed the original,
Yeah.
and now in this movie we have Paul W.S.
Paul W.S.
I don't know
Anderson.
about B.T. Barnum, baby.
Paul Worthless Shit Anderson.
Not P.T. Anderson.
Man, I love that.
the
That's
good
an
one.
easy way to remember his
Yeah,
name.
it's Paul Worthless Shit Anderson. And here's the thing. This is his best movie he's ever done.
Yeah, in
don't
this
know.
movie, you're right. It's as you say, we love to use that word, but actually that's your word, dystopian future. And as you said,
Today we're going to learn a word.
Hey, this ain't a Coco. Y'all motherfuckers ain't doing Kermit the Frog all through this.
I didn't do Kermit the Frog. That's his thing. but no, it's the economy collapses. Of course, apparently when the economy collapses, people just start killing each other, and then they film it, and then it becomes entertainment.
Well, they
And-
start killing each other at the behest of the government.
Yeah,
mind
exactly.
you. We don't see shit going on the outside world that's outside of anything that's normal.
Well, okay, we got that. But in this case, in a prison, it's controlled by a corporation. They managed to make a game out of a race where people kill each other in the middle of the race. It's the highest rated thing on the internet, on TV, and then in this movie we get Jason Statham, who comes in. And of course, Statham, he needs to change his fucking name.
I don't want to hear shit about Scarlett Johansson ever again from you. That's it.
But you still need to learn how to say women. So
Joe Hansen.
I know that's why I said it wrong.
It's not Yo Joe.
Joe Hansen.
But,
Industry.
but okay.
Women.
Now this is a crazy ass.
Statham. Get this right.
This is a crazy ass movie, right? Okay, don't even try to make sense out of it. Jason Statham, he plays Statham, whatever. He's an ex race car driver who's working at a plant because he can't get another job.
Is he working for Ben Affleck?
He's working for the Blenfleck company, and then he gets framed for murder just so they can bring him to a prison where he can be a driver in this race. I don't know why you got to go through all that trouble to get him in there.
That's what I kept saying. Like, this is so completely contrived. Like,
Okay.
you know what? This starts with a riot. Like, they could have just grabbed him in a riot and said, like, hey, you killed a guy. You got to go to prison. What's he going to say? But no, they got to go that extra mile and kill his wife and frame him.
Now you brought up both my problem with this and my problem with you not enjoying this. First of all, This is exploitation. This is nothing but. It's about putting really cool looking badass cars with badass drivers behind them, driving around, blowing shit up, pulping people to red paste, and having a hot girl sitting beside you for no apparent reason. This is all about spectacle. Now, I get where you're coming from, because this is one of those things where I'm watching it and I've seen a lot of these movies. We just had one last year that was a lot of goofy fun. What was it? The wrestling one, the one with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, you know, I thought about that too. I can't remember the name of that movie.
Oh, wait a minute, the Marine?
No, not the Marine.
Not the Marine.
The one he's on the island with all the other criminals. It's the same
Oh,
goddamn
yeah,
movie.
it's the same movie.
It's the same movie.
Hold on.
Hold on. No, it's called Condemned.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Condemned.
Condemned.
That's what
I didn't hear what you said.
Now,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you guys
Wait,
said.
by the way, let me just say this. I know we're all excited just for me being able to edit. Just let's be careful how we jump on each other because I'm not.
You're right.
That's why I'm trying to. Yeah. So I saw The Condemned last year, and I thought this about The Condemned too. I want to go back to that era of filmmaking in the 60s and 70s where they weren't afraid to make the good guy actually a mean piece of shit killer. I hate the fact that in all these movies now, they make these hardcore motherfuckers, but they're all good guys. They were all framed for what they did. They didn't really do it. I want to see Jason Statham go in there and have nobody fuck with him because they heard about what he did and go through that whole movie about what the hell did this guy do?
Yeah.
Like, we just watched Felon recently, and Felon has Val Kilmer, and you're like, what the hell did he do? And when you find out, you're like, son of a bitch. But you don't hate him for it. You get him.
I agree with you. I want to see that too. I want to see Return of the Anti-Hero. I'm not sure what that has to do with this movie, because this movie is in every way what's wrong with people thinking they can make that spectacle exploitation film on purpose. These things happen on accident. They don't happen intentionally, with the exception of Big Trouble in Little China and Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. Other than that, you can't make a cult film on purpose. And this is a terrible, terrible misstep of a cult film on purpose. Dialogue that's pointless and goes nowhere. Continuity mistakes that happen left and right. They just said something and then they do the exact opposite. Total obvious things that happen in the plot over and over again. The only thing I can say for this is that the actors aren't all that bad. Tyrese, wow. If I had dialogue handed that bad to me, I wouldn't try half as hard as he does to deliver it as well as he does. But, you know, hey, when I'm going to see killer cars coming at each other, blowing shit up, I want to see a lot more blood and gore and explosions than's actually in this movie. Because there really isn't all that much on screen.
Well, I kind of disagree with you on that point, because there was plenty of cars, you know, fighting each other and blowing up, and you know, you got guys who are getting pulped. I mean, getting actually vaporized on screen in some places where you just go, oh, or damn, or shit. At the same time, in the first half of the movie, a lot of those car chases are filmed in such a way where quick cuts and so close that I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. It's like, and the cars are all dark gray metal. So it's for me, it's like that Transformers syndrome again, where I'm like, all right, I see a bunch of metal colliding into itself, but I can't tell who's the good guys and who's the bad guys here. But
all these young whippersnappers being able to tell the difference between this car and that car, I don't get it.
well, my last point was fuck you. That's
Good point. Good point.
I mean, it's the truth. It's the flimsiest of plot. And the thing was, I believe with the original Death Race 3000 or 2000, you felt like, okay, you know what, this is goofy fun. And it's not all good, except it's kind of bad in a way it makes it good, but it's all leading to something kind of important. And here, this ain't nothing important at all. Matter of fact, there's nothing that makes me believe that this whole prison or death race thing can work. Matter of fact, something that I don't want to harp on all, you know, the logic of it, but it's like the economy has collapsed, and yet they're selling this over the internet of all things for $250 a pop. I'm like, if everybody's broke, who's affording this?
Yeah, right.
Keep in
Europe.
mind. Keep in mind that they said the dollar collapses. Now, if you want to actually get into the logic of it, when the dollar collapses, the dollar becomes worthless, and $250 becomes worth what we know is $25.
Okay, but this is just one more of these movies they keep throwing at us where it's all like bad things are happening and people are watching over the internet, and it's all because you people watching this movie now are into this exploitation, and it's your fault that we have these gladiatorial sports.
I mean, let me go ahead and get mine because I was just listening to everybody, and I be goddamn if lightning don't strike. I'm with my man over here. I don't know what y'all going in looking at all this deep shit for. The shit is called Death Race.
And it's awesome.
And I'll go in there and I'll tell you what. Everybody's talking about First of all, they make a movie called Grindhouse. They try to make some bad shit on purpose. And then we get all these action films where people defend it by saying, oh, that was just a Grindhouse film. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, goddamn, I'm looking at some shit John Carpenter would have done back in the 80s. I'm looking at some shit that was done back in the 70s when they didn't have the budget to do it like this. I got some ass. I got some titties. I got some people getting run over by cars. I got two guys who can't act for shit in this movie, even though they're good actors. I'm not looking for anything deep with this. I got exactly what I want. And therefore, I like the movie.
What ass and titties?
Oh,
There's
here,
no-
let me go.
What ass and titties? There's no more ass and titties than on a television
I was
commercial.
gonna say you didn't get any ass and titties. What you got was a girl who cannot step out of a car when it's not in slow motion.
Exactly.
God
you know what?
bless Paul Anderson for it.
Yeah,
'Cause
I didn't mind that.
If you're going to slow-mo anyone, that girl was just the right person to do
She
it
was
on.
all right. So what? Big deal.
knows how to
You know what?
touch
You know
hands.
why the
Motherfucker.
original Death Race was a good movie? Because it understood that it was a comedy, that it was totally fucking ridiculous that any of this would happen, and they played it up for laughs. And it's a cross-country race where you kill pedestrians for points. That's a funny, weird cult action movie.
But this isn't trying to be a
is
cult
Twisted
film.
Metal, the old video game, the movie,
Can I
and
say
there's
something?
nothing exciting about that.
2 points here. First of all, I don't know what you expect. I'm not even arguing with you. I'm just saying you had all these expectations of this trying to be a cult movie. I don't think it was trying to be a cult movie. It's an action film, and that's pretty much what it delivered on. And I think, as you're talking about, well, the dollar went weak, or the economy collapsed, and how people affording this. It's the internet, so I'm just thinking this. I don't even know why I'm trying to make sense out of this shit because it don't matter. But just to answer this, it's the internet, so I'm figuring that people all over the world are paying for it, and only the privileged people are paying for it.
I just don't understand when this was exciting for you, though. I mean, I'm not going into this saying, yeah, they're going to make a great cult film. I went into it going, well, maybe they'll figure out a different take on it that works. But they didn't. I've heard every line of dialogue in this in another bad movie. Line after line was like, really? That's what they would say in this situation? Extreme zooms on the characters whenever anything dramatic happens. I mean, this was amateur filmmaking at its best. And honestly, it's maybe Paul W.S. Anderson's worst film. This is absolute garbage. I mean, him, just like Roger Corman, you put out as much crap films with low budgets as he does, sooner or later you do actually get one that's, hey, not bad, you know,
No,
like
you
the
were-
first Resident Evil. But this is just boring.
Well, you're right. I mean, the dialogue is not good in this. The acting is not that great. I just don't think that was what they were really concentrating on.
The action is not good. I'm
I
sorry.
like the action. I like knowing the fact. I see a whole lot of movies where people walk out in the middle of the street and they get hit by a car and they always do that thing of boom, 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 and they fly over and they get up and they're like, oh, but no. They show what happens when you get hit by a car. You explode.
Are you sure about that?
But am I sure about what?
That you explode when you get hit by a car? 'Cause
he
I'm
has-
pretty
he
sure
has
that's
driven-
not what happens.
He has driven home drunk enough times that he knows exactly what happens when you hit
I'm
pedestrians.
pretty
killed
sure
enough bums.
people don't explode when you hit them with a car. I'm just saying.
Hey, you know what? You know what, dude? I got an idea. Let's go out to the parking lot after we're done recording, and let's have Death Race Cyrus. Let's see if he can outrun Corey, and we hit him as fast as we can, and we'll see if he explodes or not.
I'm so glad this is recorded because if anything happens to me in the next year, you're going to be getting a very aggressive interview.
Well, look, I'm going to hit you, okay? But he's going to get you with a scooter and make sure he finishes you off. So,
Then you'll really explode, mofo, because I'll get that scooter up to 45.
Yeah, let's me run up the back of your leg. Like, hey,
I
would you
am
stop that,
Jason
please?
Statham.
You're annoying me badly, Carlisle.
No,
Stop or I will hit you with my bucket of chicken.
see, I'm not even. Oh, he's good with that chicken boy. You better watch out. He's going to be in blackface when he does it.
I throw that shit.
dear, he'll come at me with more lolcats than I know
I
what to do.
toss
with.
that shit like Tron Deadly motherfucking discs, bitch.
You'll toss that shit like salad.
No,
Damn.
no. I see what you're saying though, because there's a lot of bad shit in here, and I'm not going to defend the movie because it really is. We're on two different planes here. We're on two different levels.
Sure.
I mean, you
I know
saw,
something about movies and
see that you go that
criticism.
smart ass. Don't you go smart at me?
I'm much smarter than you are, see, and that's why I do not like movies.
Let's be honest here. You're being.
No, well, let me tell him something first. I mean, I'm gonna let you. Please keep that point. With you, I understand where you're coming from. I mean, it's a bad movie, and either you're gonna take the bad things out of it, and you're gonna say this doesn't make a total bit of sense. I'm not gonna like it, and I'm gonna look at it and say, yeah, I know it's bad, but I'm taking all the shit out of it that I thought was good, and then I like it. But I'm looking at scenes like Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jason Statham.
We get Jason Statham and Tyrese, and I don't even know why they gave them dialogue because they might as well put two cavemen together.
It would have been a better movie.
Well, maybe,
No. A better movie would be to get all these realities, washed up TV stars who are doing reality shows like Screech and the two Corys.
And do this for
and
real.
do it for real.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be a movie.
And
Or a good TV show. I'd pay for that.
Yeah, no, and
So actually get celebrities that we hate, instead of putting them in all a room together, put them in a death race.
Exactly. I mean, like the ones who are just so desperate for fame who won't give it up, even though their time is long past.
yeah, if TMZ has made you a matter of focus, then you're welcome in Death Race.
Yeah. Welcome to Death Race. Today, it's Debbie Gibson versus Tiffany.
Yeah, we should get Corey Feldman and Gary Coleman together.
Exactly. Todd Bridges, Danny Bonaducci, all those guys. Because you know what? They're so desperate for fame, they would actually compete and do it.
They would do it.
Yeah, they would kill each other for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No. You get some motivated guys behind the wheel, and you got yourself a good ass show.
Okay, see, we should have had instead of Tyrese, Gary Coleman. Instead of Jason Statham, we should have had Corey Feldman. Now I hate this movie.
That's how you make a great Death Race remake.
But Corey, let's be honest here. Okay. Now
Okay.
we know Carlisle's a ringer. He's gonna like the thing that nobody else likes. But be honest. The only reason you like this movie is because you got to do an interview with Tyrese, and you don't want him pissed off at you.
I mean, after seeing him in this movie, I wouldn't want him pissed off me either. If I was doing this interview, I would have been the guy sucking this movie's
him
cock.
being big and mean and ambiguously gay. That's like the last dude you want mad or on your ass, as they say.
It's like prison. No. Well, see, it's a phone interview, so I ain't got nothing to lose. Fuck you, nigga. Click. Turn around. Turn around. He's there.
You don't think he'd come
I have a
around
cell
and find
phone,
you?
bitch.
You don't think it's the internet, man? They can find you.
Yeah.
If the members of Spill can find you, Tyrese can find you.
Yeah, this phone sex. He'll invent phone rape.
The phone is raping me with his voice. I'm like, what are you doing? But no, man, look, I understand where y'all are coming from. I do. I'm not arguing with it. It's not a good movie. But for what it is, I did like it for that. If you don't, I understand.
Okay, you know what? I think we're all sort of in the same orbit as far as when you say that. Because it's a bad movie. At the same time, it does have some action sequences that I found very effective, and especially some of the gore and stuff. I was like, no. So for that, I won't call it some old bullshit. I'll just say rental.
Dude, I love the hell out of this. This isn't just full price. This is full fucking price. This is exploitation. This is exactly the type of movie that you want to go out on a Friday night and just have fun with your buddies with. It is just fun, a good time. It's one of those films. It's pure exploitation. If you don't dig exploitation, you're not going to dig this. But I guarantee you, there's a shitload of 13-year-olds who are going to sneak into this weekend, and they are going to think it's fucking awesome.
There's plenty of great exploitation out there available for rent already. Go see Battle Royale. That's good exploitation. This is boring. Been there before. Seen this before. Done it so much better. Garbage. This is some old bullshit.
Normally when you come in and explain these things, saying, "Oh, this is an exploitation film. Oh, this is a sun," I'm like, man, here goes this shit again. But you know what? You are exactly right, man. This is an exploitation movie. But I'm gonna bring everybody here together. You see, look, Death Race is like a buffet. You know what I mean? We go to the table and we get up and eat, and when we get to the buffet stand, you might like chickpeas on your salad. I don't have to have it. I can still enjoy the restaurant though. So therefore, I don't know where I'm going with this. I give it a mad name.
This is entirely because Barack Obama's running for president this year, isn't it? You're all like, let's all come together. I don't see why we can't bring it.
All I got to say is if it were the same movie with the same dialogue and it said directed by Joss Whedon, there'd be two full prices.
No, because Joss Whedon would never write garbage like this.
I've seen Buffy. You're full of shit.
Yeah, well, obviously you haven't.
Lowcats are angry.
Let's see how many people agree now with your Transformers review.
You know something? No, I
Knock him
mean, there was some funny things in the movie we can all agree on, right? Like the prison example. For example, I mean that prison
is ridiculous.
The prison.
Yeah.
No, the prison is crazy. I mean, they can't get away with half this shit in any kind of prison, no matter what it's like.
Well,
but
there's a couple. Here's a couple logic things to have fun with. First of all, You're going to put a bunch of guys in a prison, and the only thing you're not going to give them is machine gun ammo. They can have access to anything else. Blow torches, gigantic fucking wrenches, fucking entire vehicles that they get to build that can withstand machine guns. Are you kidding me?
But and not to mention you got like a prison full of big, muscular, horny guys, and you have a sexy warden walk in wearing 6-inch pumps.
But
with no guard. That makes no sense.
Because they knew. I can explain this really.
Okay.
No,
That scene is great.
they knew what she was capable of. They say she's the executioner in that prison. She has that place rigged where if anybody crosses her, they could take them out in a moment.
Dude, how have you been at your horniest? Would you not have you get a room full of guys who are all that same
let
way?
me tell you something.
They would have taken their
If
chances.
they had had a
I'm telling you,
scene
no,
where she
I-
had
hey.
implanted laser guns in her wrists or something, I could have bought
No,
that.
All I
me,
had to say is if Cyrus had walked in with her, Corey would have been on it like that.
Well, and you know me, man. Had there been a security guard there, somebody would have got. You knew I would have took a bullet for that shit.
Yeah.
You know me. I would have been the one to get shot.
Hey, I would have used you for a human shield.
But and what's her name? Joan Allen.
Joan Allen.
How old was she? Like 98. She looked good.
she's
man.
She's
probably
wearing
like-
like 6 inches of makeup, though.
She's
Come
probably
on.
about 50.
Hey,
She
man.
did. She looks like that Jocelyn, what's her name, woman? The woman who had all that plastic surgery. There's something unnatural
Oh,
and
dude,
weird about
she's-
her.
yeah,
She's
don't
a
compare-
freaking
don't compare
real
her to the
doll.
cat lady. Come on.
She's a freaking real doll.
Look,
in
man. Let
this
me tell you
movie.
something. As long as she keeps that 6 inches of makeup on in bed, if it can stay on, I'm fine with that.
Oh,
She-
you don't even need that. You'd have sex with an Egyptian corpse. Come on.
Dude, there was a great. there
Hey,
was a-
Cleopatra was fine, man.
Was being the operative word.
Hey,
take your
he
mind back.
remembers when he met her.
Oh,
Yeah, I used to babysit her.
Man, you're just swinging anyway. And you get a punch.
I know. Everybody's catching shrapnel.
But you know
with
something?
here.
It's
This is
funny.
double dragon over here.
In this prison, man. In this prison, these guards are just looking to whoop people's asses over anything. I mean, you can't say shit without getting beat down. You come in and be like,
I know. And she'd be like, a 4-letter word for cheese. I don't know. Oh, damn. Eat them.
You
Okay.
gotta admit, though. I mean, that was one of my favorite things.
wait a minute, what? I'm sorry. Come to the mic.
You got to admit, though, one of my favorite things about this particular prison movie was they were like, well, what's prison like? I don't know. Let's sit down and watch Shawshank Redemption again. This movie cribs Shawshank so many places that it's just, I just found it funny. I mean, it was just, it does not exist in reality. It is so not of this world. It is so an exploitation prison.
What you just said was completely accurate, except the way you put a positive spin on it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you. It's true. We never expected this to be realistic. We never did at all, except it's not good.
It's not
You can
original.
it's just a bad movie. It's not a good bad
Why
movie.
are we looking for things that original? I mean, we know it ain't gonna be original. We
Because
know
if
it's
you're
gonna be people
copying
running
bad,
over.
if you're a bad
race.
movie, if you're a bad movie copying bad movies, you have to bring something new to the game, and they don't really here. It's so what?
Cyrus
Big
is
deal.
like,
It's the reverse of your Grindhouse argument.
well, no, I mean, it's like you go in and like, I want to see this Death Race. You come out saying, you know something? I was expecting a musical number in this.
Look, I will personally guard your ass from Tyrese, okay? Just admit it. This was a bad movie.
what you gonna do? Put your ass in front of mine?
I'll just throw in the bucket of chicken. I don't know.
Oh, Tyrese, you hear that? You hear that, man? Now you had to go there with that, didn't you?
You got any news jokes to go with that? Because I hear
Sorry,
it's a
you go-
package
You
deal.
go whoop
That's
any-
the only racist joke I know. I'm going to use it when I can, all
Hey,
right?
Tyrese, look, my man. I will invite him over. You can hide in the closet, ambush his ass when he comes out, and then we'll go to KFC right after. So, I guess that's it.
Something about cock size.
Okay.